Do you remember the first time you saw a dinosaur?
Hey, Blue.
You don't really believe it. It's like a miracle. Something's coming.
It's a T-Rex. It's a T-Rex.
Stop. It's not a T-Rex.
Blue, come with me. You know you can't stay here.
Jurassic World, the island.
You're all right. Easy, girl.
All of that is in the past.
Am I dead? Not yet, kid.
I want to show you the future.
What is that thing?
They made it.
Blue. You need to get us out of here.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to a special update episode of the Jurassic Park Podcast. I'm your host, Brad Jost, and today I'm joined by Stephen Hurrell from Jurassic Unicast, and we're going to chat about something you've all been waiting for, something that debuted during the Super Bowl this year, 2018, the Michelob Ultra Chris Pratt commercial. That was really great. It was a great commercial. No, I'm kidding. We're actually going to talk about the Fallen Kingdom trailer, number 2. I can't believe it. It's actually like a full trailer. It's not just, TV spots, little clips here and there. It was a lot of new stuff. Steve, you ready to talk about this?
Oh, 100%. Cannot wait.
I mean, we can talk about that Michelob Ultra stuff if you want. Chris Pratt has been, hawking it like, big time on social media. So I don't know if you want to talk about that first, but...
No?
Michelob's
not really a British beer over here.
Yeah. I was laughing.
I did flick through trying to hunt down this Jeep Wrangler advert with we may touch a bit on later.
Oh, yes. So, in order of appearance, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom trailer, the Jeff Goldblum Jeep commercial, and then Chris Pratt and his Michelob Ultra stuff. Who cares? That's like, nobody cares
credits.
about that. So, we're going to actually dive straight into the trailer. If you don't want to hear anything about this, just turn this off. And... we're not going to talk spoilers per se, but spoilers within the trailer, which may dive deeper into, stuff from the film. We're going to dive into context and things that we've looked at and how we're going to compare it to certain things. And we're going to go scene by scene. So I'm going to actually play the trailer here with us, and we're going to kind of talk about it. The trailer itself was 1.5 minutes long. That was kind of what we expected. We heard about, a 90-second trailer for the past week or so. We didn't know if it was going to be 3, 90 seconds, or not 90 seconds, 3, whatever, and then 2, or maybe one big one. We didn't really know. So now we got our answer. But I'm ready to dive in. So let's start this thing here. It actually... starts off real somber. It's like, it's got this shot of this girl in bed, cowering under the covers. Let's actually, I guess we'll say it. It was in the trailer. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
This thing that we've been skirting around for a long time, we mentioned it a little bit here and there, the Indoraptor. The name is in the trailer. So it's out there now. It says Indoraptor on one of the screens. So... we're just going to talk about it. So this Indoraptor, which I'm still kind of like, man, I wish they came up with a better name than that, to be honest. But, it is what it is. So
it's as if the writers have gone, right, we need to create this dinosaur. It's a mix of the Raptor and Indominus. What can we call it? And someone's just gone, Indoraptor.
Indoraptor?
Perfect.
So simple, but it works. We get the point. We know exactly what it's supposed to be. And this thing is stalking inside this mansion that we were assuming here. It's doing the raptor toe tap, but it has a very different foot. So I don't know if you checked out this foot on this Indoraptor or not, but it reminds me more of I feel like the Gallimimus or dinosaurs more like that. It's very bird-like.
Yeah, and just like you said, with the toe tapping on the floor, brings a nice touch back to the Jurassic Park kitchen scene.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And it also brings me back to the very beginning of Jurassic World when that bird stamped its foot in the snow.
Yes.
It looks like the identical foot. It's ridiculous. So it's super dark. And one of the things I love about this trailer already is like the tone that J.A. Bayona, the director of this movie, has set. It's so dark. He's using like reflections in like glass and shadows on the wall like so well. It's awesome. It's really creating like a creepy vibe right off the bat.
Yeah, and especially with the little girl's toys, especially the rocking horse, it really feels like almost like an Amityville horror sort of feel to the room. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, it's kind of like old-timey house, it looks like, and we're assuming it's this mansion that we saw in the behind-the-scenes video. That it like started off showing this like giant pan of, you know, that mansion in the forest. So that's where we're kind of going with this. Let's move on here, see what else we got. Tapping. So creepy, dude. The Indoraptor, you know, putting its face right up to the girl in bed and using that claw like over the bed. That is like some straight horror movie stuff right there. That is monster movie. It's crazy. It's super scary. And, you know, I've been seeing people on Twitter and whatnot just posting pictures of that moment right there and just saying, all right, I can't sleep anymore.
Nope. Yeah, it just reminds me of the, as a lot of people are saying, yeah, the kids are going to have nightmares.
Yeah.
And
this is going to give the parents nightmares too.
Yeah, exactly. It is going to be really scary.
Yeah.
Just this scene is so tense. I mean, the look on the girl's face, she's cowering, shaking under the covers.
Yeah, and
terrifying.
One of the things I like about this sequence is the sound over it, the music and whatnot. It sounds like one of those like wind-up toy boxes, but it like sounds like broken and old. So just listen to it, you know? It sounds like out of tune.
Yeah.
So then it kicks into like the nice actual like produced music.
A dinosaur?
With
that's what we used to.
Yeah, exactly. It's got nice music over it. It's got that shot that we initially got kicked off with here. You know, the stuff from Chris Pratt in this hatchery or nursery or whatever it is with Baby Blue. And, you know, kind of repeat shots here, but some good stuff. Volcano exploding, some pteranodons flying. Then we get to some real good stuff here. Like, straight off the bat, I'm actually really surprised with this helicopter shot, dude.
Yeah, I've been trying to analyze and see what dino it is that it's carrying. It looks a lot like the Baryonyx.
It has that style. I'm just assuming it's the Indoraptor. You know, I don't have any, you know, idea if it is. It's got some. It could be different. I'm not sure the coloring. I'm trying to like get a good glimpse, but it's like, I don't know. It looks like the back could be dark, but the legs could be light. I'm not sure, but I'm assuming Indoraptor, but it could be Baryonyx or something along those lines. It definitely has that shape to it.
Yeah, still unidentified. I'm sure someone out there will go, this is this type of dinosaur, and I just don't have the knowledge on that side.
Yeah, and one of the things that, you know, confused me from the first trailer was just the timeline of events. And I'm still kind of confused here, but I think the more and more we analyze this and stuff, we'll kind of get a better idea. As far as like when they get off the island and where they're going and all this stuff is still very confusing to me. Here we see them standing at like a beach, and we actually saw a lot of this stuff leak out early when they were filming this sequence. So this is kind of cool to see this spot right here like come to life. On the right-hand side, you see a lot of residue of lava and like, you know, stuff like that. And the giant chopper is taking that dinosaur off, reminiscent of the Lost World, going the opposite direction, just leaving the island instead of coming. So, and one thing I noticed is there's no like InGen on the side of that chopper.
No, that is interesting to see.
Yeah, no Mizrani, no InGen. It just kind of looks like a clean thing. There might be some small logo on it. I'm not too sure, but interesting there. So I don't know if they'll put something on later after the fact or not, but just wanted to point that out. Let's move on.
Possibly.
Here.
Could be full military.
Yeah.
It's like
We got Brachiosaurus stuff again.
It's just amazing scene.
I know, man. I know. It's so good. I'm kind of skimming back here. Just looking at them, look up at the Brachiosaurus neck. There's a shot in here so reminiscent of Jurassic Park. You know, the Brachiosaurus's head is right up against the clouds and the sun. So it looks amazing. That's so reminiscent of Jurassic Park.
And you have Claire sort of narrating over it, and she goes, "Do you remember the first time you saw a dinosaur?" Mm-hmm. And then just at this bit, she goes, "You don't really believe it. It's like a miracle."
Yeah.
And just hearing that and watching this, you just think, wow, this is pure nostalgia, and it is a miracle. Mm-hmm. So when you look back to when Jurassic Park first came out, we'd never seen dinosaurs like this before, and we all thought it was a miracle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So just seeing this is amazing.
And this was the first dinosaur that sort of. I mean, we got a little bit of the raptor in the very beginning of that movie, but the first full, shot of a dinosaur in that movie was the Brachiosaurus. So it's nice to kind of hear that, tied over here in the voiceover. That's awesome. And you see like that crew, from the previous trailer, Daniela Pineda, you have Justice Smith, Bryce, Chris Pratt's there. I think, what's his name? I'm forgetting the other guy's name.
It's like,
I don't know.
a miracle.
Then we move into this tunnel system.
It's not a T-Rex.
And this tunnel, we saw a lot of this before, the baryonyx, right? That's what that is. Coming out of this tunnel system, and there's lava pouring down, and Justice Smith's character is screaming and all that. And yeah, it's pretty hilarious, but we get a little tease of something we hadn't seen before, is just walking down that tunnel. And it's such a creepy shot, dude. It's insanely creepy. I don't know, just like the way the music like kind of like had that chorus to it, and just the lighting popped a little bit, and you see that thing crookedly walking down. It's so creepy, man.
Yeah, with the when the drop of lava falls down, you just see this sort of outline of this thing walking towards you, and then it just goes
nasty.
black.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah, then we get a lot of the repeat we saw before, him screaming.
Yeah, they've not edited that out yet.
No, yeah, I find that interesting, because a lot of people have said, "Oh, that took me out of it. I didn't really like that," or it's not, it's corny, it's not Jurassic and all that stuff. So I don't really have a problem with them screaming there, but I can understand that one for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's move. Did you have anything else there?
No, I was just saying. Then it fades out to Steven Spielberg.
Mm-hmm.
Will you come with me?
Executive producer, Steven. And then it goes on to Chris at the, or Owen and Blue at the Fallen Explorer site, which is still awesome. I hope we get more of this, and I hope we see that like retainer wall that they scaled down and all that. I hope they don't like forget about that aspect. But this is still a really cool section, I would think, of the film.
You know you can't stay here.
A lot of repeat
Jurassic
stuff here.
World.
The smoke and ash and everything scaling down the mountain, dinosaurs running, the gyrosphere plummeting into the water. A lot of that stuff's all the same. Oh, but then there's one shot in here. I don't know if you got Lost vibes with this, but I did for sure. After the thing plummets, the gyrosphere plummets into the water with Claire and Justice Smith's character in there. Chris Pratt is in the ocean as well, and he does that like not Penny's boat moment from Lost, and like they kind of like, I don't know if his hand's on there, but her hand's on the glass. He's in the water, just like looking through the glass. It's so crazy. Again, like I don't know how this all lines up with the movie. It's so very confusing, but I'm assuming he gets off perfectly fine. Like nothing's to worry.
Yeah, I'm unsure on obviously timelines, like you said. Going back to with the helicopter flying over. That could be where they've escaped from the gyrosphere, and they've made it to that beach, and they're seeing the helicopters flying over.
Yeah,
just trying to get a gist of timeline.
Yeah, I know, it's so tough. I guess they'd fall off that cliff, go over to the side there, and then see stuff fall off. But yeah, because it's so concerning, because like the T-Rex is right at that shot before, and then we know that she's like in a containment unit like later on. It's so confusing. I'm just like trying to figure it out. It's impossible. I kind of wanted to notice here. I've been saying like Justice Smith and all that, but on the Dinosaur Protection Group, they actually finally opened up that website. It's like a full website now, which is awesome. And they noted that Daniela Pineda's character's name is Zia Rodriguez, and Justice Smith's character is Franklin Webb. So I just wanted to note that. It looks like Zia is what is she? She's a resident expert on dinosaur biology. So she's kind of like the vet of the group, I guess. And we see that in the trailer. Franklin is the IT technician. It says that he's an expert on all things to do with computers and the internet. Super descriptive.
Unix systems.
Yeah. So, yeah, Unix systems and all that. Yeah, and there's a little bio for Claire, too. We know about Claire. We're going to have to dive deep into that website maybe a little bit later. But moving on here in the trailer.
The island. You're all right. Easy, girl. All of that is in the past.
So I want to kind of touch on the voiceover here. Pay attention just again. We'll listen to this one more time, see if I get the right spot.
Jurassic World. The island. You're all right. Easy, girl. All of that is in the past.
I just love that quote there from Rafe Spall. I don't think there's any official word on his character's name. There are probably leaks and stuff here and there, but that was pretty awesome. I really love that. Jurassic World, the island, all that is in the past. So to me, this is very reminiscent of Star Wars: The Last Jedi. There's a bit in there in that movie. I don't know if you've all seen it or not, but probably a bit in there where Kylo Ren is just like, forget about this, forget about that. It's all in the past, essentially. We need to do something else. So I got very reminiscent of that moment in that movie, and it just made me think, like, these movies are just telling us to forget about everything, forget about the past and all that. So it's very interesting.
Yeah, it's tough to try and think that because we love the past, we love the island, we love Isla Nublar, and knowing it's going to be all in the past, what do we expect? What's to expect to see?
I know, and I think they're, like The Last Jedi was telling you in that trailer, things are not going to go the way you expect and all that stuff. And I feel like maybe this trailer is trying to tell us like the same thing, is like, forget about it. It's all in the past. We're moving on from the island. You see it being destroyed here. Jurassic World, move on from that. We're no longer going to be a fully functioning park. The island's destroyed, and it's all in the past now. And we're going to go into the future. And he talks about that a little bit later. But let's see. In this shot here, we get Zia, and she's working on Blue. I found that pretty interesting.
Extracting. Is it extracting? It looks like she's extracting blood.
Yeah, I didn't know which way is it going. Is it going in, out? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so something's up with Blue. So we saw her on the island, and we're assuming, due to this timeline, very confusing, but they've gotten off the island, and, Blue is... Something happened there. I don't know if they knocked her out. I would assume maybe they tranked her just to get her on, the whatever ship that they're getting off this island with. I can imagine, like, a scene where, Chris Pratt is doing that, like, Blue, me. Like, we have to get out of here. And then, like, in like Indiana Jones style, I feel like somebody's going to come up and just be like, pew, and just like, trank her and just be like, why didn't you just do that in the first place instead of trying to talk her into it? Like somebody's going to make a sarcastic comment or something. I could see that happening.
It reminded me of sort of like almost like a Vic Hoskins sort of character coming in and just going, less talk, more action.
yeah, dude. There is that guy. I'm blanking on his name. What is his name? I'm trying to look it up real quick here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But as we see in this shot, the actual look of Blue when she's laying down with the she's got like a strap over her mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
the
like
detail is amazing.
Yeah, man. I love it. I'm trying to play it here again. Sorry.
Easy, girl. All of that is...
Yeah, dude. It's that... I mean, that looks like an animatronic, right?
Yeah, it has to be. I mean, the way Chris Pratt's holding, got his hands on Blue, it has to be the animatronic. which I think we see in the behind the scenes trailer, don't we?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, I love that the fact that we're talking about this kind of stuff and saying like, oh, is this animatronic? Is that CGI? You know, we were doing that with that Baby Blue for a while. And so I love that the debate is on. You know, I guess we're kind of confused again, which is real. So it's awesome. I kind of love that. By the way, the actor is Ted Levine. Sorry, I keep forgetting his name for some reason. I don't know. I know the dude. I've seen him in a lot of stuff, but I constantly forget his name. So sorry about that. I can see him coming up. I feel like he's going to be like the Hoskins of this group.
Yeah.
T-Rex roaring again, all that stuff. One thing I wanted to note here is at that dock scene, we saw this dock scene before with them running down this dock and barrels exploding. And it was very weird because in the previous trailer, I'm like, why are those barrels exploding? There's nothing for them to, there's no reason for them to be exploding. But this time, we've got lava. So they've been working on the trailer, so it looks a lot better now. There's actual lava now, and well, maybe not actual, but CGI lava, and it's blowing up those tubs of whatever it is. I don't know, oil or something probably. But
gasoline. Yeah.
So it looks so much cooler now. Like before, I was just like, this shot just looks weird and unfinished, like just explosions, like a set piece. But now it looks like real, and we know that the volcano's hot on their tail. So, but again, like when does this take place? I don't know. I'm so confused.
So confused. But guarantee we'll sit there in the theaters and it will all make sense. But...
I know. It's just like I hate kind of trying to do this, like piece things together and figure it all out, because I'd like to be surprised a little bit and not have expectations. But this is one of those things where I'm like, man, I need to know. I need to know why it's connecting in this weird, odd way.
Not yet, kid.
So, man, there is so much going on in this section. So we have the T-Rex roaring. Then we have them running down the dock. Stuff's exploding.
Chris Pratt does a nice little commando roll.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah, he's like, you're not dying yet, kid. And Claire drives a truck off the dock.
Yeah.
And
with let's see, just rewind the trailer a bit. Her face in this is just brilliant.
Yeah, she is just like screaming, like ah. Where'd it go?
I want to show you.
I keep missing it. But yeah, that scene is so quick. I keep missing these clips because there's like 10 clips in like 4 seconds. But yeah, if you look behind her, there's a lot of fire explosions. Yeah. And yeah, even still at this moment, whenever this moment is, there's still like ash and like meteors pouring down from this explosion, fire everywhere. The island's still exploding. And this kind of bugs me though. Whatever this scene is, this truck going off the dock, I don't understand it per se. So it's kind of like, in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, there's a few scenes like this. There's 3 times it drops. They take this truck. Well, actually, they started off on top of a cliff, dive off onto a tree. This tree like splats a bunch of guys on a wall, and then this truck goes into the water and then goes over a waterfall 3 times. Now, I don't think that this is that crazy, but I'm just like, this is a little nuts too. Even for Jurassic, I'm like, what is going on here? They're just driving this thing into the water. It doesn't look like they're getting very far, so what's the point?
No. What's going to happen once they're in the water?
I know. It just seems like a death trap.
Tide's just going to bring him back in, or it's just going to sink again?
No idea what's going to happen. But it's funny because, like, you see... Well, this is definitely, it has to be a different truck, right? Because you can see through the back of whatever she's driving. You can see the explosions. And then a second later, you see Owen, jumping through the mouth of a T-Rex, crazy stunt move, which looks beautiful. It looks so good. I'm just like, I love that scene. And this is definitely a way bigger truck because it has to fit this whole Rex. But the way they're shooting it kind of makes you think like it's the same truck, but it's definitely not.
No. No, and with the Rex, as Chris Pratt jumps through the Rex's mouth, it just reminds me of the scene in Jurassic World where the Indominus smashes the T-Rex through the little outpost building and then tries to snap at Owen in there.
This dude's gotten lucky too many times. Like, his days are numbered if he's going to keep trying to jump through Rex's teeth. Like, that's not a good thing.
Yeah, you don't get 3 strikes with Rexy.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's messed up.
I'll show you the future.
So then it cuts to, like, completely different, tone. So the thing that people were complaining about with the last trailer was it's all explosions. I saw the whole movie. It's just a dumb action movie. Then the movie transforms. And it looks, aside from the fact that those scenes kind of look a little out of place or confusing, it seems like the movie might be chronological here, with at least from the intro credits, not the very beginning with the girl. But now we're in some facility, very dark, very ominous, and this is where you see the teeth of the you're assuming the Indoraptor, right? I mean, that's got to be pretty certain there. And then it moves on to this shot of Toby Jones, newcomer, and also in the bottom right-hand corner, you see Rafe Spall. So you've got their 2 characters, which, let me say, I'm going to assume bad guys. Seems like it.
The way they're dressed and portrayed, it seems like they're the bad side, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, after everything Rafe Spall was saying, forget about it. Like, I'm going to take you into the future. And then on the screen behind them, this is another hint that they're bad guys. This is where it says Indoraptor. It has a bunch of currency on the screen, the abbreviations, and it says, this is very small, bidding pre-approval required.
Online bidding available.
Yeah, online bidding available. So this is new territory, man. Like, this is messed up. This is brand new stuff, and I don't know. I don't know where this is going to go, but this whole quote, Jurassic World, the island, all that is in the past, and he ends up saying, I don't know if he said it. I think he says it right here. Let me see.
What is that thing?
They made it.
Maybe not.
Show you the future.
Oh, here it is. Yeah.
I want to show you the future.
So I feel like that's the continuation of that quote. Jurassic World, the island, all of that is in the past. I want to show you the future. So the future, I guess, is owning your own dinosaur, right? I mean, you're going to have a pet dino in your house, I guess. You're going to start your own parks or circus, or I don't know. What are you going to do? Like, people are bidding on dinosaurs.
Yeah, it's completely different to what we've seen in the past.
Yeah, and it's just like one of those things. Like, you can kind of expect some movies where they're going to go. I don't know, like, what is the goal of these people that are bidding. There's like black markets trading all kinds of messed up stuff out there. This is going to be one of those things. And like, what does it mean, for the future of the human race, all that stuff? Jeff Goldblum or Ian Malcolm in the last trailer talked about that, right? He mentioned, like, we have to be careful. I forget the exact quote, but like, be careful or else the human race is on the line.
Yeah. Yeah, he's I'm just trying to think back to that trailer of what he says.
I know, it's all confusing when you have so many clips in front of you and you're like trying to look up all this other stuff. But yeah, exactly. I mean, we got the gist of like what he meant there. Is just like, we should just let them die, because otherwise something like this will happen. When you try to save them, nothing good will come from it.
But if you're going to sell these dinosaurs, who's going to buy them?
Yeah.
I mean, we've already seen what the world's like when buying weapons.
I know. Yeah.
Imagine what it's going to be like with dinosaurs.
Yeah, that's a good point too. I mean, could they be used in that sense? I don't know if you could, buy one and just be like, I'm going to use this as a weapon, but like, it's definitely intimidating. I don't know. Like, I just feel like it's just bad news all around. Nothing good can come from that.
No. Owning like a Dilophosaurus to guard your junkyard or something is
Yeah,
could be a thing of the future.
Usually you have like some like pit bulls or something on a chain, like, and then the chain breaks, and then you're running trying to get over the fence in time. Now you got to deal with like a Dilophosaurus on a chain, like, and it's like the chain doesn't matter because he just spit a whole bunch of venom in your eyes, like.
Yeah, is this where we're going? Or...
I think we're turning into the Flintstones or something. I think that's what's happening.
Oh, yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs for everyday living.
That should be the quote of whatever this company is, like whoever these people are. Dinosaurs for the everyday living. What's your starting bid?
Oh, fantastic.
Let's see. So they're carting this Indoraptor in. Claire's questioning what is that thing, and this little girl who we don't really know too much about, like who she is, why she's here. She says they made it, so she's got a little understanding about what's happening here. And so this thing is in a crate, right? That's safe, isn't it? I mean, we saw that from the very first movie kind of destroyed crates.
Yeah.
It shows that dinosaurs can easily kind of escape them and kill people. So that seems to be the case here.
Yeah.
So wherever this facility is, maybe we're to assume that it's at this mansion. I don't know, but the dinosaur's there. That's for sure. I mean, it's in this girl's bedroom, so we're kind of picking up from that scene before. And Owen is there, and he's absolutely terrified, as anybody would be.
Yeah.
He has a gun too, right?
Yeah, he's always got. Has he got his gun?
Yeah, he's got a gun here,
yeah.
And he just I feel like he pulls it up like he's gonna do something with it, but it doesn't look like he does unless he tries to shoot it and nothing happens, which is very possible since it's an Indoraptor. Like, it's got the raptor body, but the Indominus features, so maybe it's got that camouflaging. It's got that essentially like bulletproof skin. We saw that in the last movie, that 50 cal or whatever that giant gun was in the helicopter was no match for it.
Just did nothing.
So maybe that's the case here, and then he kind of like cowers against the wall, but it looks like the thing doesn't really care about him.
No, and that face of Chris Pratt is just, I'm done for. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no escape.
I don't know how. Like, it would be super convenient for everybody to make it out of here alive. It's just like, oh, okay. Just a series of things happened for us to all get out of this situation. It's just bad news. Like, I don't know if this is the bedroom or not. It kind of looks like a living room or something like that. I see like maybe a fireplace, a couch, bookshelf or something like that.
Yeah,
but there is toys all over the place.
This still could be a bedroom. So I know if it is like, say, Lockwood Manor, a lot of these old manors in England would have fireplaces in every bedroom.
True. Yeah, good point. I like the detailing on the wall. It's got all these like vines going up the wall and stuff like that. Maybe butterflies or something.
Yeah. And that stained glass window.
So I'm wondering, like, is that some sort of like, analogy for this series? Butterflies flapping their wings, vines taking hold and, growing over, the world? Is that kind of, reverting back to Jeff Goldblum's quote of the butterflies and, changing things and, the repercussions of all that?
That's a really good point, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. I just literally just thought of it right there. So
yeah.
But it's fun to hypothesize on all that stuff. But I have no idea. But this thing is terrifying. Let's move on here.
Yeah.
Blue. I'm scared, man.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
I am very scared. Blue just pops out of nowhere, attacks this Indoraptor in this bedroom. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say.
It's very fast paced and such a short scene.
Yeah, but like the ultimate conclusion, we saw this in the end of the first Jurassic World. Blue helped defeat the Indominus, along with some other help. T-Rex and Mosasaurus, but she was part of that. So does that happen again? Like, can she win again? I don't know. That's a good question, I think.
Can she defeat it on its own?
Yeah, a
tough one.
Essentially a more skilled, bigger raptor. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, you just don't want to think about it, really.
I know. I'm very scared, to be honest. I'm really scared. I've been very scared of the T-Rex and what happens with that animal. Now I'm very scared for the raptor because I don't know who else is there to help. I don't know. Claire's there to help, apparently. She's got a giant gun with a scope and a laser, and who knew? Who knew she was this capable? Looking
very bad.
Yeah, I mean, she's taken after Sarah Harding here. She's like, I would assume this is late in the movie. There's rain, and she's pointing a gun, probably aiming it at a dinosaur, and very reminiscent of Sarah Harding there at the end of The Lost World.
Yeah, and we have, like you said, we have rain again. Yes,
I love that, man.
Jurassic film.
I love it. Now, I don't know if these scenes necessarily correlate here. The scene, because in the background here of Claire, it looks like you see a pitched roof. It looks like a old building. So assuming that manner. The next shot is T-Rex roaring at a helicopter. And I don't know. I kind of looked at this. I paused it a little bit, and I see fencing on the bottom of the screen. So it looks like around the Mosasaur Pond or something like that, along those lines. I don't know exactly, but that's kind of giving me those vibes. And it is raining there too, right? And we see a helicopter up in the air, quite a bit of ways from the Rex, but it is giving me vibes of like the original ending of Jurassic Park, where the Rex came out of nowhere as they're escaping on a helicopter and kind of grabbed hold of it. It doesn't look like it's playing out the same way because it looks like both legs are still intact on both rails. In the original draft, the Rex grabbed hold as Grant is getting in the helicopter. But the helicopter got away safely. This looks a little bit different, but it is interesting to see kind of like that similar thing. And rain on the Rex, lighting it beautifully. So that's always great.
Yeah, it does look like a great shot. And again, it's over within
I know.
Not even 1 second.
But just pausing on it is just beautiful. Like just seeing her roar and look up at that thing, the spotlight coming down. It's just another one of those like amazing shots from Bayona. We strayed away from talking about how awesome he is, but like this is another one of those moments, just so awesome.
Yeah, it just goes to show what his work is going to bring to the Jurassic franchise.
Yeah. Next up, let's see. We got a bunch of stampeding dinosaurs, like kind of running down this dude, tactical-looking dude. Baryonyx again. And then it switches from Baryonyx to the Indoraptor in that cage. There's a dude there. Pteranodon. And I'm going to say he's at this manor.
Yep.
Looks like it. I mean, we got these tall trees that we saw in that behind-the-scenes clip. You see this manor castle-y looking thing behind him, and one of these tactical dudes with the gun sling on his leg and black, probably a vest of some sort, and he's getting carried away just like Zara did.
Get picked up and taken away.
It's not good. Not good. Having Pteranodons loose anywhere is just not a good idea.
No, we've learned from previous films it just doesn't work. It never ends well.
I mean, they have one trick, and they do it every time. And it's awesome to watch every single time. I'm thrilled by it.
But what happens to this bloke after?
Nothing good.
No, who knows?
But, like, the question is, what is it doing? Like, why is it here? And this is probably one of many dinosaurs that were at this auction, I'm assuming, is maybe at this place. That's my best guess, because why else would dinosaurs be here?
Exactly. We'd have to see.
You need to get us out of here.
And you have to get us out of here, Owen says that. It looks like, I don't know, I guess they're still at this place, but it sort of looks reminiscent of that tunnel system on the island, but I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah, with the pipes running along the ceiling on the right and left side.
Oh, well, the girl's there. Sorry. So, yeah, it's probably just at that manner. So, but yeah, that part that part's so killer. Like, you have to help us get out of here. And he's like, he looks like he's about to be like, all right, I'll help.
Yeah. About to lower his weapon and then
smashed.
Just get sideswiped.
Never saw it coming. But the cool thing about this is, like, we haven't seen like a very good shot of this dinosaur. Like, we were thinking maybe it's that one on the helicopter. We've seen a few really quick clips. We've seen leg shots, face shots, not really full body, like awesome revealing shots, which I think is great. I think that's awesome. But we kind of get the quickest of glimpses here of the Indoraptor, right?
Yeah, it's really blurry around the edges because obviously it's so fast paced. But the most predominant feature is that sort of very thin leg and the sickle claw. Yeah.
That's for me. It has that body of a raptor. I'm going to go forward here just a second, but yeah, it has that body of the raptor. You can tell, like, it looks like a raptor running by, but it also looks giant. Like, it's huge, man. That thing is crazy huge. Like, it's the full size of whatever that walkway is.
Yeah, and if you look, he's easily 5.5 foot at sprinting.
Yeah,
so he's got his back arched and easy 5.5 foot, judging by what Chris Pratt is. So that thing is huge.
It's giant, yeah, man. And that sickle claw is interesting because we saw it in that previous shot, one of those previous shots, and you know the raptor foot looks very different than that foot, and the claw is like in a different position, you know, a very different position. It's on the side on like the raptors, but I mean this is too, I guess, but just different positioning. It looks more like a toe claw, but like bigger.
Yeah.
So I think that wraps it up, the trailer.
Yeah. And then you get the iconic da, da, da.
Which I didn't necessarily love. The music sounded fine most of the time, but that very ending with nothing else there, it sounded so synthy, like it just like somebody sat down at like, you know, their keyboard and was just like meow, meow, meow. It just didn't sound too great for me. But that's fine. That's not going to sound like that in the movie. This is just a temp track. So
precisely.
But yeah, that wraps up that trailer.
That ties it up.
Yeah. It's amazing. I mean, overall, I loved the thing. I thought it was great. I don't know. I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah. I can't count how many times I've seen this already. And,
I know.
I'm blown away by it all.
I didn't even watch the game. I just like kept having this trailer on repeat. I watched Solo a bunch of times. Like, so there's a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, 100%. And obviously I was stuck on what times it was going to be aired, and I think Frank Marshall said 15 minutes before kickoff of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was a little different. It was like a little delayed.
So and I think suddenly my Twitter just started notifications going. All my mates are going, "Oh, new trailer," and it's like, no way. And yeah, it's a couple of minutes before kickoff.
Yeah. It was like perfectly timed. Like, you know, right before the game starts, so many people are tuning in at that moment, and the world like just went crazy, man. Like Han Solo, you know, a new Star Wars movie came out, and more people were talking about Jurassic World, which is crazy. Like, that's not something that would typically happen, I feel like, but it's happening, and more people are talking about that than any of the trailers. You know, Mission Impossible, Cloverfield, Han Solo, any of that stuff. This seemed to take the cake for the night, and people were texting me, like my mom was texting me, like random people that, you know, you don't always talk to are texting you and tagging you, and it's the hype is real, man. People are going nuts for this thing.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, I know. It's about time, right?
Yeah, Jurassic definitely needs this recognition.
Yeah, and it is getting it. I mean, that wasn't the end of the night. I mean, we got that funny like Jeep commercial with Jeff Goldblum.
Oh yes.
I mean,
this trailer's fantastic.
It is. It's so good. It's just a commercial for a new Jeep, but like, how thrilling! I don't know. It's just so thrilling to see Jeff Goldblum back in action driving a Jeep. I'm not gonna walk like straight through this thing, but it kind of caught me off guard. I'm just sitting there watching. I knew something was gonna pop up around the third quarter, and then all of a sudden I see the impact tremor. You know, perfectly, tied, just like impact tremor. And you see Goldblum, old school footage. And I'm like, oh, maybe this is like some 25th anniversary, what am I trying to say? Trailer or a commercial for maybe they're going to return to theaters or do something, because Colin Trevorrow said like, pay attention, third quarter, something fun's coming. And no, it's not. It's none of that 25th anniversary stuff, but they replayed part of that scene where the T-Rex chases them in the Jeep, and it instantly transforms into a new Jeep. You see a Rex in the rearview mirror or in the side mirror doing the same exact thing, coming very, very close, and then a shot of, Goldblum in this thing, outrunning it, and eventually taking it over.
Yeah. Let's see how you like it.
I know, that was perfect. Let me play. I got to play at least. It's very short, so I'll just play it real quick.
Yeah.
He's like looking behind the Jeep. Pretty good. I mean, it looks pretty good for, a commercial Rex.
That's spot on.
He's like so concerned. He's like, I don't know what to do. Pressing buttons, closing the window.
Yeah, that closing the window bit.
Yeah.
How do you like it now, my friend?
You see on the dashboard, you got the a map of Isla Nublar.
Oh, was there? I didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, I love that. He's like, how do you like me now, my friend, or whatever. And he, the Rex like goes in front of him, and he goes behind him and starts chasing the Rex. Perfect. Then it cuts to him at a dealership.
Would you like to take it for a test drive?
Yeah, and the woman goes,
I just did.
you want to take it for a test drive? It's like, I think I just have.
It's so perfect.
Yeah.
And then it's like
yeah.
the ending is nice. It's just like
Yeah.
a shot of them driving near the water. He's still chasing the Rex. It's
The
perfect.
sunset. And you got the Jeep logo and the two E's changed to the T-Rex skull.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, T-Rex skull.
I didn't notice
And then goes
that
back to
until
the E
now.
again.
That is so awesome, dude. That is such a cool touch, Colin Trevorrow teased like a Jeep thing earlier in the day, like pretty early. He just put up like kind of like the front grille of a Jeep with the headlights, and it just was like slate, so it just kind of looked like that Jurassic vibe. And I kind of assumed like, oh, we're probably gonna get a Jurassic themed Jeep trailer. So I mean, I don't think I saw any Jeeps in the movie, right? Like, or in the trailer. I don't know. I'd have to pay attention more, but usually it's like a Mercedes gig.
Mercedes,
recently. Yeah. So hopefully there's like a Jeep comeback in a way. I don't know. That'd be nice.
Yeah, or as Malcolm leaves the courtroom, he just gets into a Jeep Wrangler and drives off.
Yeah, that would be perfect. I mean, they have those kinds of shots. Those like money shots of like the Mercedes when Claire like walks over or drives over towards Owen's bungalow and all that stuff. So there's a lot going on there. But this is
I'm sure we'll see it. See some little bits.
I know. Yeah, hopefully. I'm hoping. I don't know how deep we want to go here, but there's a lot to sift through. The Dinosaur Protection Group uploaded a bunch of stuff to the website. I haven't even looked at it until now, so this is all new. I've seen a bunch of pictures and things. There's actually like a cool video or image or GIF or something of like the projections of the volcano, like a simulation as to like when it explodes, a thermal like simulation. So that's really crazy to see. All those bios and everything for those characters, which is really cool. This is a great tie-in, to what they've got going on. Moving a little slow. I don't know if my internet here in the basement probably. But yeah, it's basically telling you all about the Dinosaur Protection Group, their cause, different reports. The mountain itself that explodes is Mount Sibo. I don't know. That's it's new to me. So Sibo?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sibo.
But there's a blog and everything, so this is very in lines with, Mizrani Global and all that stuff. So it'll be interesting. There's a lot of words.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be sitting here like reading for the rest of the night.
Yeah. I like the posters they got down the bottom as well. Like you got a Triceratops we created them. How can we abandon them?
Yeah.
It's all very cleverly done.
Yeah, it's like real
And,
marketing material for this company, the Dinosaur Protection Group.
Yeah, and dinosaurs are mortal, cruelty is timeless. And it's got a list of all the dinosaurs that are on the island.
Yeah, so what's going on here? Because some are in black, some are in red. I'm assuming the ones in red are the ones that we're not going to see.
Not on the list.
Those are the ones that we don't see on the island, because we don't see a Styracosaurus, Spinosaurus. We're not probably going to see that. Ceratosaurus, don't think that's here. So a lot of these ones don't seem to be in this movie, but the ones in black are. Yeah, I mean, it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good for what we're going to see. So that's a nice touch. And there's more. I mean, you can sign up for stuff here to find out more. All kinds of imagery there. But yeah, like I said, this is going to take a while. And we've already been doing this for an hour. And I feel like that's like on the low end of how long we could probably talk about this.
Oh, easily. Yeah.
What time is
I
it,
think
man?
would probably equal.
What time is it for you? Because you're like you're in the UK. You're somewhere like it's super late right now.
Yeah, it's 3:05 in the morning.
Oh, come on. All right. Well, dude, this has been fun. I had a great time. I'm just so pumped for this trailer. And yeah, man, I don't know. We said it all already. Do you have any closing statements on this trailer?
It is just awesome.
Yeah.
That's all I can really say.
That's pretty simple.
Although, if I just analyse one little bit, which I did find, the hand of the Indoraptor reaching in reminds me of the original BFG films.
Yeah.
If you remember the cartoon with the BFG putting his hand, one of the evil giants putting his hand into the little girl's room. I've really got that sort of feel. I mean, if I'm being honest, that film terrified me as a kid.
Did it? I think that was off my radar, but yeah, I did, because I saw that scene in the very beginning, and I'm like, this is very familiar feeling. I didn't know if it was like A Monster Calls, or I did think about the BFG, but I only thought of like the Spielberg version, and unfortunately I still haven't seen either of those movies. But it kind of gave me vibes of that kind of situation, and since Spielberg's on this producing, and Bayona is directing, and he did A Monster Calls, so it has that kind of vibe to it, I felt like.
Yeah. Once we finish, just YouTube the cartoon version of the BFG. And just try and find the bedroom scene where he puts his now through the window.
Okay.
And goes over to the little kid's bed. It's a lot. That's the feel I got when I saw this trailer.
Yeah. I'll have to do that, because it, like I said, it gave me some vibes. I wasn't exactly sure what it was. It couldn't put a nail in the head, so maybe that's it.
Yeah.
But I know
that's it. And,
you're going to be doing a lot of talking about this. So where can everybody find your work and your stuff online?
Yeah, we're on Jurassic Unicast on everything really: Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, the full lot really.
Yeah, you got a lot of stuff going on YouTube. You're analyzing a ton of stuff. You're always on this podcast as well. Doing your Jurassic Pop quiz. So You're basically everywhere at the moment. So
yeah, we've had a few pop quizzes recorded. The last one was the Gaming Beaver, which was really good.
Dude, that was so funny. That was amazing.
Oh, it was brilliant.
I was dying laughing the whole time.
Oh, it's such a funny episode to record. I mean, they all are really. So just hearing people's views and answers to the questions is just brilliant. James Hawkins, the fellow co-host, is drawing up all the dinosaurs from the hybrid question. Mm-hmm. So he's posted those on Twitter, and
those are awesome.
They do look crazy.
Where's James? What is he doing? Is he sleeping? Is he 3 a.m.? Is he probably sleeping right now?
Yeah, poor guy's got work in the morning.
Who can blame him? That's ridiculous.
I was the smart one to take the day off.
You're like, look, you did it on purpose, right? This is Jurassic trailer's coming. It's going to be a big night. I need to take the day off.
That's exactly it. It was nothing to do with the Super Bowl.
No,
it was all Jurassic.
All right, dude. Well, thank you so much. This has been a blast. You can find us JurassicParkPodcast.com, Jurassic Park Pod on Twitter. Just Google us, whatever. You'll find us. But thank you so much for listening, and have a good night.
Thank you.
Make sure to visit JurassicParkPodcast.com to find all our past episodes, brand new news articles, information on how to contact us, and much more. It's a great source for everything related to the podcast, and of course, Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. Head to JurassicParkPodcast.com and help us build a great community.
Anybody hear that? 5 minutes. Drop what you're doing and leave now.